Hello! It's the Zero Waste family here. And for those of you that are new to our channel, we are a family of 5 living 10 minutes from downtown San Diego, and we live a sustainable lifestyle as light on the planet as possible. So we grow about 70% of the food that our family of 5 eats, and we try to be really conscious of everything we buy. So what are we talking about today?
Today we're actually talking about budget eating because, well, you know, life is hard right now.
Inflation. We're going to share 6 of our favorite recipes that are under $2 per portion. This is kind of a follow-up to the video we did last year where we spent $100 and fed our family of 5 for 1 full week. But given where food prices are going, we just wanted to be really specific. 6 great recipes, $2 or less per portion. So what's our first one?
So first of all, I want to talk about when you're doing budget and you're trying to eat on a dime, the most important part is to make sure you get as many healthy, good calories in as possible. So you want to get as much nutrients into each dish. I saw a couple of years ago someone was doing budget eats during the pandemic. She got some packages of tomato ketchup and cream from Dennis, and that she made tomato soup from it. That is really, really clever. However, there's no nutrients in that soup. So for us, we're trying to put as much nutrients and a lot of fibers so it's filling. So, like, we focus a lot on staple food, vegetables, and fruit, and so, you know, whole food diet, not whole food.
And we've got kids, right?
Yeah, my
so
kids.
We
have athletes, kids.
People healthy.
Yeah, we have kids that eat so much because, well, and we're plant-based. So, by the way, all these recipes are going to be plant-based, which is also a very budget-friendly. If you don't know that, meat costs a little bit more money. If you eat meat, we're not judging, but these are plant-based, healthy meals. So let's start with the first one. Broccoli stem soup. This is my favorite. I've been making this for, over 11 years. The stem, don't throw that away. First of all, it contains most of the nutrients because it's a stem and it's to absorb most of the nutrients from the soil. But also, it's really sweet and yummy. So I make broccoli stem soup, and it's a creamy broccoli soup that my kids love. And if you can get your kids to eat broccoli, well, I think it's a win-win. And it's so delicious. And it comes down to about, I think it is 27 cents per portion. Now, if you add some bread to that, well, you're still going to be under $1. And it is dirt cheap. It is healthy and it is filling. And it's delicious.
That is awesome. And if you've got a really good high-speed blender, you can make that soup really smooth and creamy, which is awesome.
That's the key, actually. The creaminess. You want to make sure you have a blender for this one. You can also do a food processor, but you want to have it really, really creamy. That is so the key. Okay.
And a pro tip on that one as well. If you're growing your own broccoli, you can even throw broccoli leaves in there as well as the stems, which is great. And it does add a little bit of extra cost, but if you throw a handful of cashews in right before you blend it, it gives it that extra creaminess that kids love.
Yes. The second one is his famous granola.
That's right. So oats are a key part, and we are always thinking about how do we use oats in different ways in different dishes because it's so inexpensive and it has so much nutrients. So I make granola, which is really my oats, some cinnamon, some maple syrup, and some nuts and seeds.
It feels really luxurious, and I have to say the house when he makes it because it's his granola. It's amazing.
Great for breakfast and in a pinch right before bed.
Yeah, and also really good for snacks. So you should always have granola at home. We try to have oat around because we use it for so many different ways. We make breakfast cookies, we make pancakes, we make the granola, but we also make just old-fashioned oatmeal. And if you didn't see our video about oats and why oats is a staple food that we love, go check that out. Oatmeal we eat a lot because it is high fiber, has protein, and you can add a lot of things, and it doesn't have to be very, very expensive. Don't get those quick oat. Not my favorite thing because it becomes mush. I like when you can really have a little texture of it. So old-fashioned oats is ours. You add some fruit on top, which we do, or some nut butter. Add a lot of fun things like cinnamon and cardamom. It is delicious.
That nut butter, oof, that is the best. And then if you really get on the oat bandwagon with us, another pro tip to save money is we buy our old-fashioned oats in 50-pound bags. Now, not everybody can do that, but with a family of 5 eating lots of different oats, that definitely brings the cost down for us.
1/4 of the cost of packaged food is the packaging. It will save you so much money. But if you don't have access to a bulk section, I would say that Walmart has usually pretty good deals on like canned things, and you can choose to buy your pasta and things like that in a cardboard box instead of plastic. So let's go to the next one.
All right, the fourth one. And this is the best one. So
Yes.
I'm not sure why we put it in the middle. Should have been first or last or something, but the fourth one. This
I'm
is
sorry,
so
but your
good.
granola should be on top.
Rice and beans. Now you're probably thinking, boring. Actually, rice and beans is awesome. It really depends on what you put on top. So first of all, getting your steaming up some rice and cooking some beans. Now you've got your protein and starch, and it's super cheap. The cost comes in all the fun things you put on top of it. So pico de gallo, guacamole, lettuce, and we'll mix it all in there. If you kind of get those vegetables kind of mixed in there with the kids, they love it. And then the key is to prepare the beans with a really nice seasoning, right?
Yeah, and the pro tip is to actually cook beans from dried beans, because that would save you a lot of money, because canned beans are like about almost like $1 per can, and for a family of 5, I mean, it gets really expensive. So dried beans, we use Pinto beans because they don't take a whole long time to cook. I will put them in our slow cooker in our crock pot and cook them that way. And you just want to add the seasoning. I like to add salt and pepper, oregano, a little bit of cinnamon, that's a trick, and some cumin. It's delicious.
And it's amazing, if you ask our kids, this is actually one of their favorite all-time dishes, and this comes down to about $1.09 per serving. So it's really cost effective and super delicious.
Okay, number 5 is tomato sauce and pasta. Okay, so Wednesdays is our tomato and pasta day, and I will make different sauces depending what we have in the garden or whatever is on sale at the store or what I get a hold of. But I have to say that making your own tomato sauce is not that hard. But even if you buy the ready-made tomato sauce, it's about $2 and will last for like a whole family, obviously of 5, and some brown rice pasta or some whole grain pasta or just regular pasta, whatever pasta is on sale, you do that. But I always do the trick that with tomato sauce, if I buy it ready-made or if I make myself, it is to add a lot of fun spices. I like garlic, I like onions, and you can even use garlic powder and onion powder, pepper. Nutritional yeast is one of our favorites. But also add a lot of vegetables to it, because tomato sauce, you can stretch it. You add beans or red lentils, or you can add broccoli, cauliflower, even spinach, kale, whatever is on sale and you have. Load that sauce, because you can add a lot of vegetables and really stretch that sauce, and the kids love it because it's coated in tomato sauce. What's not to like?
If you have never done that before, just start with working on adding red lentils to your sauce. It stretches it, it adds protein, and it's super cheap.
Yeah, and red lentils is quick they don't need to be pre-soaked, and you can cook them in about 50 minutes. And usually you can find red lentils for very cheap money. So the staple food should be red lentils, there should be brown rice, there should be pinto beans, and there should be the oats, I would say. So
all right, so what's our 6th one?
It is dahl. You can never go wrong with a dahl, because you can make up a lot. You can put it in your crock pot in the morning and it's done. It's creamy. It's have all these really nice soft spices that kids usually like. Now, I know that my Indian friend, I love her to death, and she makes the best dahl. Her kids love my dahl, but they do admit it is, a white person's dahl. But I take it as a pride because they like it. But dahl, again, the base is red lentils, and some ginger, and some cumin, and some garlic, and onions, or whatever. And then you can add, again, whatever vegetables floats your boat, whatever you have. It can be tomatoes, it can be kale, it can be broccoli, cauliflower. Again, you can put in carrots, you can put in anything in a dahl. That is what I like about it, because it's about the lentils and the spices, and that's how long because it should cook pretty long time. I mean, in slow cooker, I would say.
That's the other thing that's great, is you can do that in a slow cooker. So if you're heading off to work, you can get that set in the morning, put it on low, head to work, when you come home, dinner's ready, and it's so delicious.
Yeah, so the price of a dahl is obviously per portion. It depends on what you put into it. But for us, it's usually average about $1. If we add rice to it, maybe $1.50. And also, the dahl is a really good dish to add any vegetables that are going like a little bit soft in your fridge. Same thing with soup and stuff like that. Like anything that goes a little soft, like put it into soups and stews. Because you won't really tell the texture once you put it in that, and that's also a really good bucket chip.
6 dishes. I love that you've got flexibility to change those up. You can slide lots of vegetables in there, both to stretch it, and there's so much flavor that even if kids are a little picky, still really, really awesome.
And I should say, actually, like the oatmeal and the granola, like James said, when it's like really hot and we don't feel like cooking because it's like 110 degrees in our kitchen, we might just do granola. We might do oatmeal for dinner. Not every night, but we would do it when we want to have like something quick and still like healthy, nutritional, and cheap.
And on the summer night, just add a few cut up strawberries to that. Adds a little bit of cost, but boy, that's really refreshing for a summer evening dinner right before bed.
I want to hear if you guys have some suggestions for some budget eats or meals that you do that's really, really low, or how you reduce cost of food, because this is the best part. We learn from each other. I learn by watching other people do budget eats. It's my favorite hobby to do it, to see what they're doing. So anyway, thank you so much. I hope this video was helpful. And let us, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, share the video. And please check in, say hello, tell me where you're from. Anything, we just want to hear from you. We love hearing from you. Good or bad, we like to hear from you. Okay, bye.
Bye.